All right, welcome to the third video. The impressions are here at last. Um, anyway, the game is hashtag Drive Rally. Okay, so first
I
of
think it's
all,
just Drive Rally, but they always write it with the hash.
but okay, first of all, developers of this game or marketers or whoever came up with this title here. If you're going to do the modern day social media nomenclature, get it right. It's not hashtag drive space rally. It's you mash the two together because
Or at
otherwise,
best use an underscore.
yeah, otherwise,
Spaces break hashtags.
yes, this is bad. Um, I hesitate to use the terminology netiquette given how dated that is, but I
That
think it
made my
applies to.
skin crawl.
But you get what I mean here.
I
Like,
understand, but at the same time, you made my fucking skin crawl.
mm, point is, this is bad social media behavior. Fix it.
Hmm.
Anyway, so this game was given to the Golics because honestly, it was his turn to get a Steam code that particular time.
Hmm.
So two caveats on my thing. If this were intended to be a review, I probably would have held it off, but it's just impressions, so I guess it's okay. My Xbox controller broke and my new one hasn't got here, so I had to play this with keyboards, which, while it is an intended enough method, it's not the one that I'm good at. And also, this is a essentially simulation style racing game,
Hmm.
and I also have barely any knowledge of those. To the point where the rally spotter um, dialogue was going completely over my head until I looked it up separately. Because this game also has no tutorial or anything, at least so far. So yeah, at the beginning you have the choices of a championship and quick races. The championship, you basically get to pick one of four, and you can keep doing all of them at the same time. Like, or you can go back and change at any time. They all progress separately. Um, Four racing teams from different countries, which changes your starting car. As you progress through it, you earn option parts for that car and occasionally new cars. The option parts, I think, are aesthetic. I don't know if they have any mechanical input. When you go into the other mode, you can customize your vehicles. I found no way to customize them in championship mode, although when you get a new car, you upgrade to the new one automatically. It also determines which what's the word for the caricature of an accent. The spotter accent is the Asian one has an Asian accent with kung fu references and stuff. The German one has a Schwarzenegger impression with lots of random references to like Germanish
Uh,
things in German at least.
seeing how my dude just mentioned the Autobahn, I'm pretty sure I
Yeah,
have the German one.
that's the default.
Yeah.
The guy with the cowboy hat is from Texas, and the girl is a Valley girl, or somewhere between a Valley girl and a Karen.
John Denver.
She's arguably one of the ones who's harshest when you're not doing well. Um, so yeah, each one of these things also has a region. Petty Fan is doing the German one, which is a nice forest thingy. The Asian one is, I think it might be supposed to be Vietnam or someplace in Southeast Asia. Uh, the Valley Girls is actually, it seems it's snowy. So my guess was like Canada or somewhere in the northern U.S. and the Texan guy is approximately Texas. And the way it seems to be, I learned this when I went to the quick race mode, is that basically there are 4 maps, and they make many different races in each map by using different guide rails and stuff.
Like I have the map kind of pulled up, and they're just like doing different routes, and they just put up.
And I feel like these are
blockers.
You don't get to see the map like this in championship mode, but I believe it's the same deal. I guess it's cool, but it's also fairly conservation of effort, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you unlock parts or stuff, you can then equip them in quick ride mode. You can also buy cars and parts in quick ride mode with the prize money you get for winning races. The prize money is all in a shared pool. This is rally racing, and it is... I think this is part of rally racing, but there's never another visible car except for a ghost if you want it. You're effectively competing against the clock.
Which I think that's like pure like rally stuff is just time trial.
Yeah, get to from point A to point B along this route in as little time as possible.
Well, a lot of that has to do with the condition of the quote-unquote roads that a lot of rally racing is drawn upon. Like,
and this varies heavily even within the same map here. Some of them have paved roads, some of them are mud trails. Some of them are literally raised wooden platforms over water.
Like something a lot of people miss from like modern rally stuff because they're watching it online that's like, fairly edited. After each run there, you're typically going out and checking the track and make sure that there isn't just some giant rut that got opened up from somebody running their route on it that needs to be patched for the next guy.
So yeah, the art style of this game is fairly cartoony stylized, although the characters for your co-pilots, I don't know what's up. The models look just a little bit wrong to me, even for being cartoony. But maybe you can go over and go to championship mode in between and let me know what you think about that.
I will, if we're still going into this after this, because I'm at like 61% on this.
Oh, you picked a long one?
Yeah.
Well, whatever, we'll see.
Well, it's long and straight, so like once I hit straightaways, it doesn't take that long.
Fair. Anyway, the art style is fairly cartoony stylized, which is kind of nice, aside from, like I said, the drivers look a little messed up to me. But the physics and stuff is actually fairly down to earth, and there's a mode for manual transmission. Yeah, there's no drifting or anything in this. Really.
Literally, the first thing I tried to do was try and drift, and I was like, oh, I can't drift.
Yeah, you got to actually slow down for the turns.
Yeah.
Which is what the rally racing callouts that your co-pilot is doing are for. They made a lot more sense to me after I realized... See, I'd been reading it under the general impression, not knowing a damn thing about it, that a 1 turn was a slighter turn than a 3 turn. It is the opposite. It's more like what speed you should be able to take the turn at. I'm still not great at actually like modularly controlling my speed in this kind of game.
Well, and that's kind of the whole thing with rally racing. Part of the thing is correctly hitting it at the proper speeds.
Right.
Because, you could go guns blazing all the way throughout, but you're going to have a bad time.
A lot of stuff. So if you go back out of this...
Oh, God! That's a face!
Yeah, so this guy definitely looks like he has his jaw broken. If you go between the other ones, the Asian guy just looks like an Asian stereotype.
Oh, is that
the
loud?
The Texan guy looks fine. And there's just something wrong with the lady's face.
Lady looks like she just got back from Nam.
Yeah, there's like it's either I don't know if it's intentional that she has significant blemishes or if it's literally something wrong with the mesh,
Yeah.
which again, the German guy has his chin not on straight, so
Yeah, the
so yeah.
German guy looks like he got beat half to death with the ugly tree.
Yeah. But that might be intentional, I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, the general art style they're going for looks great, but the people look a little bit off.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, so in that mode, every time you clear a race, you get money, more for your placing, and the races are fairly short generally, and you get option parts for I believe specifically the car you're driving, which means it's going to take a heck of a while for you to get uh, much of them, and you generally get a new car every 4 races or so. And it did not seem to me as though there was a way to customize your cars or switch back and forth in this mode. I don't know if that's coming or if I was missing something or what. Because this is for early impressions.
Mm-hmm.
So currently it seems like quick race mode is the only mode in which you really can do much about that, and I don't think they have much mechanical influence, although there are also 3 grades of each car which do.
Yeah. Anyway, so to answer your question, Galax, the state of the game is that the core systems of the hashtag Drive Rally experience are in there, such as map generation, track creation, car physics, and car customization. So, and they also say that they are planning for new updates and new content as this game is going to be in early access for about a year.
Okay, so who knows? Maybe they'll fix some of that. I did not see any consumer-facing track creation stuff, but that doesn't mean it's there. Maybe it happens after you like clear the championship thing or something, which are pretty long.
I
So,
remember.
so yeah, that's it. Doesn't feel complete to me. A lot of it doesn't feel like it has a lot of point. And I can't confirm for a fact whether it drives well or poorly.
Uh, it drives fine. I used to play like some of the PS1 rally games back in the
That
day.
was kind of my guess. I couldn't even fully compare it
Yeah.
just because when I play these games, I usually prefer to use a controller, and I couldn't.
Yeah.
Well, a controller is the optimal way in terms of like stock controls because a game especially like this, you're gonna want analog triggers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing. The when you back up to say you ram into something and you need to back up to turn, there is just a reset your car button that you have to hold for a while, so you'll lose some time. So you can try that, but also
If it's a slight fuck up, you can just hold brake and go back.
yes. Though if you do that, the camera does flip around to look behind you, which made it harder for me to steer going backwards.
You're right.
So.
And I do not believe there is a first-person mode in this.
I did not see anything significant about that.
No, there is one.
Oh, there is? Okay.
Hit Y. I do not like that bird's eye one.
Yeah. Well, so it does have some camera options.
Yeah.
I didn't really play around with them much because I would have been running into stuff even more.
Yeah. I'm not very good when it comes to like first-person driving, so I much
It does
prefer
also
the
have a
chase
difficulty meter, but I
view.
don't know what that controls aside from, like in championship modes, probably what time you have to get hot to get
Probably,
the first place score.
yeah, probably times of opponent racers and/or any penalties. Because usually in rally, like if you run off the track or hit stuff, there is a bit of a time penalty.
That would make sense. So yeah, I think it's okay so far, but it needs some work before I would call it like good or in fact finished. Luckily, it seems like they're planning on putting that in, so maybe it'll be pretty good by the time it releases.
Mm.
Um, Also, like I said, it is better if you know something about rally style racing games before you do it because you're gonna have to get a lot by inference.
Yeah, it. If you like the classic like Sega Rally or some of those rally games on PS1, you'll be right at home here. If you're looking for a like something to get you into rally games, I would suggest looking elsewhere type deal.
Yeah. So yeah, how much are they charging for it right now, Adam?
At this moment in time, it's going for $20.
That might
Um,
be a little bit high for how much actual stuff there is, but then again, there do seem to be a lot of stages in the championship, and there are plenty of aesthetic customizing options. So I guess.
And also
more
one of
to
the. Oh, go ahead, Adam.
yeah, yeah, more to the point. Um, they are evaluating if the game is going to get a price hike in the future up to the release of the game.
Hmm.
That's always a consideration when it comes uh, to early access titles because
Mm-hmm.
a good chunk of them are gonna base things off of how things progress and what the audience feedback is and there's et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they're not going to bend because some people on the internet said otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, um you done with Drive Rally here,
Mm-hmm.
Eddie? um
I think so.
Galax?
Yeah, I think that's about all I had to say.
All right. So yeah, that'll about do it for hashtag Drive Rally here. Be sure to tune in after the break as we review Sanitarium.